I know, it's been a long time coming. And my dog is right now just pacing back and forth upstairs. Sometimes she drives me crazy. But we are very thankful because she has almost fully recovered from her strokes. All right, all right, all right, all right, all right. Here you go, buddy. Anyway, so if you saw the last Corolla oil burning video, you'll know that I said I was moving on from the chemical fixes to the mechanical ones. And that's part of the reason this has taken so long. So my wife works at a school, and I had planned to wait till summer when she wasn't working in order to tear down the engine and work on the car. Then she volunteered for summer school, and that, my work, some graduations, some engagement parties,
it's gorgeous,
and some other stuff have all delayed the process. But I think it all worked together for good, because the very same week that I released the last oil burning video, Valvoline announced a new motor oil, Valvoline Restore and Protect, that is supposed to clean up deposits on piston rings and stuff like that, the kind of stuff that we think, or at least I think, is wrong with the Corolla.
From the moment it leaves the factory, critical parts of your engine are building up deposits. And at Valvoline, preventing these damaging deposits isn't enough. We've revolutionized a way to reverse them. Introducing Valvoline Restore and Protect, the first and only motor oil that returns pistons to factory clean by removing up to 100% of deposits with continuous use. Restore your engine to perform like new with Restore and Protect, another first from Valvoline.
Also, a ton of you have recommended this in the comments. So in researching this chemical, I watched a few videos on it, I looked at Valvoline's website, and one video in particular struck my interest. It was by the motor oil geek, Lake Speed Jr. It was specifically about
Valvoline's Restore and Protect.
But in that video, he also mentioned an older Valvoline oil,
Premium Blue Restore oil that was made by Valvoline. I've actually used the old Premium Blue Restore oil. Man, that stuff worked. I mean, it could clean engines like no one's business. Cummins developed it with Valvoline to clean, I think it's an ISB engine from Cummins, could clean ringline deposits. I love some low tension piston rings. The enemy of those low tension piston rings are deposits, because if those rings start to stick in the groove, my piston rings stop
Turn out
working.
the lights, the party's over.
So in the past, I've actually used the old Restore oil that Valvoline did with Cummins.
Yes.
And that product was pretty amazing. It was like a one-use clean it up, but it
Very
was
aggressive.
so rapid removal. I mean, we had one vehicle, it actually plugged the catalytic converter.
The carbonation deposits are going to leave.
And again, I've used it, it worked fantastic. I've analyzed samples of the old Restore oil and this new Restore and Protect, and they are night and day different chemically. I mean, you couldn't make them almost more different.
So Valvoline Restore and Protect, the new oil that everyone's recommending and might work really well in the Corolla or in your car if you're having the same trouble, it's supposed to take about 4 oil changes to do the job. Now, at the rate I put miles on the Corolla, even when I'm trying really hard, 4 oil changes, or basically 12,000 miles, would take me a couple of years before I'd finish filming this one experiment. So I thought, why don't we try the potent precursor to Valvoline Restore and Protect, Valvoline Premium Blue Restore, and see if we can get this done in one oil change. First, of course, I scoured the internet trying to order Valvoline Premium Blue Restore, and I couldn't find anywhere you could just order it online. So then I contacted Valvoline. Valvoline first wanted to tell me that they do not recommend or advise that anyone put Valvoline Premium Blue Restore in a gasoline automobile. It was specifically designed to go into diesel engines, and I think it was specifically designed for Cummins diesel engines, some sort of technical service bulletin fix. And in talking to the Valvoline rep, he said it needs to be purchased through a Cummins dealership. So I looked for a Cummins dealership. The closest one is in Spartanburg.
That is 1030.
Oh, it is 1030. Okay, great. And that is the Restore, and not just the regular one.
Premium Blue Restore.
Yes.
Premium Blue Restore engine oil in W30.
That will be awesome. Yes, I would like to go ahead and order it then. Which is about 30 miles away from where I live. That means a field trip. Before we get started today, I want to reiterate that Valvoline does not recommend you use this product in a gasoline engine. And by this product, I mean Valvoline Premium Blue Restore, not Valvoline Restore and Protect. Incidentally, I'm actually running Valvoline Restore and Protect in the Honda Fit right now because it was starting to use just a little bit of oil, and I just wanted to see if that would help. Okay, let's get started. Before changing to the new oil, I want to get a fresh baseline on the oil use in the Corolla. Currently there are no chemicals in the oil, and the oil has been topped off a few times, so there should be very few if any residuals from the last experiment. So let's top it off one more time and see how far we can go before we get to the bottom dot on the dipstick again. Took time to make myself a cup of coffee. All that oil on the valve cover there is not from a leak. It's where I didn't use a funnel last time I topped it off. Forgot to check the catch can. Oh, there's about a tablespoon in there. Actually a little more maybe. No, that probably is just a tablespoon.
I-26 west for 1 mile. At the light, turn left onto South 40 New Cut Road. In a quarter mile, turn right onto South 882 National Avenue. Turn left onto Commercial Road. Turn left, then turn left.
Whoa, look at that. Woo! So I was just talking to the sales guy at the Cummins place, and he was telling me about his Toyota Sienna with 260-some thousand miles on it, I think he said, and taking it to the Greer Dragway and winning a couple of races. And he said that thing is immaculate. I think he might have sold it, but was immaculate and ran like a sewing machine. Didn't use any oil. Engine was clean. Original transmission, original spark plugs. I think he was a little surprised to hear that we have one that burns oil, and several other people do too. Let's check the oil at 644 miles. Well, that's about it. We are at the bottom dot. So we have definitely lost some ground since the Berryman's B12 experiments. Originally we were using 1 1/4 quarts in about 300-ish miles or so. Then after the Berryman's treatment, if you've been following along, you'll know we reduced that consumption to about 1 1/4 in 800 to 1,000 miles. Now it looks like we're using 1 1/4 in about 650 miles. So 1 1/4 in 650 miles is our new baseline. So let's look at what we got here. Valvoline Premium Blue Restore heavy duty engine oil. Even gives you a little sticker to say this engine was filled with Premium Blue Restore, endorsed and recommended by Cummins. Unique formulation, cleans deposits, engine and field tested by Cummins, recommended for single-use application. That's interesting that that says that, because the other bottle is slightly different. So it has new labeling on it, or old labeling. I'm not sure which is new and which is old. Anyways, this, which has a little more dust on it, so maybe this is older. It says, Valvoline Premium Blue Engine Oil is the only one exclusively endorsed and recommended by Cummins for use with Cummins Technical Service Bulletin TSB 150163, tested only in Cummins engines. Now this stuff is so powerful and so expensive, and we have 8 quarts of it. What if, just to be on the safe side, we start with just 1 quart added to the current engine oil we're using and see if we have any changes. Valvoline has these nice little tabs you lift up apparently, so you don't have to bust it through if I'm not too weak or inept to... There we go. Alright, you know I have to smell it. There's definitely some sort of chemical in there. That is not straight engine oil. It smells like a little bit of acetone. I'm not sure it is acetone or if there's another chemical that smells like acetone, but it smells a little like acetone. Kind of a slightly banana smell to it. All right. Let's add 1 quart. There we go. So we just added 1 quart of the Restore. We're not totally topping it off with this. We'll bring it up to the top of the dipstick with our regular motor oil. Yep, so we got, looks like about 1/4 to go. Pretty close. Just need a splash. And yes, I'm sure some of you noticed that the viscosity of this is 10W30, whereas what we've been using is 5W30. But to be consistent, as soon as we're done with the Restore experiment, we'll do a complete oil change and fill it up with 5W30 oil and get our final oil usage. We actually came a little bit above the top dot. Just a little above right there. My fingernail is. So we'll have to keep that in mind. Maybe we didn't use 1 1/4 this time, or maybe we added a little too much Restore. No, it's right there at 1/4, so that is a little odd. I'm not sure what to think about that. So we use somewhere between 1/4 and 1 1/4, and now it looks like we've overfilled it just slightly. Okay, though it don't need to go anywhere at the moment, I'm going to go ahead and crank the engine up just to let some of that new Restore oil get just wherever it needs to go. And then, of course, we'll take it on a few drives and see what it looks like. Go ahead and reset the trip. Here's the actual mileage. Here's our fuel. Okay, just to make this a little more accurate, I've just checked the oil and it is right on the top dot now. So I'm gonna just reset the mileage again. So we've used whatever that was in 87 miles. Let's reset that. It's trip B, right? Yes. So we are at 300 miles with 1 quart of 10W30 Premium Blue Restore oil. The car's been sitting overnight. Looks like we're down about 1/4 to 1/3. So I don't think there have been any changes yet. Should we hurry this up and just go ahead and change it with pure Premium Blue Restore oil? Will the Premium Blue Restore oil being 10W30 make a big difference in the oil usage just because of its weight, since all the tests have been done with a 5W30 oil? You know what? I say, since to me it looks like we're still using the same amount of oil, let's go ahead and do a full change and put 100% Premium Blue Restore oil in here. See what that does.